Whoopsie daisy. Good evening, family. Oh, good morning. Good morning. We've come to the point of the service where we talk about money. Right? Thank you so much, Frankie, for sharing what the cross means to you, and thank you, Luke and Frankie, for letting me preach today. Matthew 6. Verse 19 to 21. It says, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in." So here already we see two types of treasure. We see treasures that we can store up on earth, and treasures that we can store up for ourselves in heaven. Right? Your heart, the Greek word for heart means the center and the seat of spiritual life. The soul or mind, as it is the fountain and seat of the thoughts, passions, desires, appetites, affections, purpose, and endeavors. Right? So we see that if we hold on to this, to treasures on earth, that this is tied to our heart. It says in verse 21, "For where your treasure is, your heart will be also." Right? So what are treasures that we can have here? Wealth, money, cars, clothes, prized possessions, achievements, right? And what are treasures that we can have in heaven? Our relationship with Jesus, right? The people that we bring to heaven, right? Those are eternal treasures that we store up. So why do people keep these treasures that only last for a limited time, right? Where you can get emotionally attached, and this is because people find comfort from wealth, their assets, or any prized possessions that they may have, right? What does that mean? It means it's an idol, right? Are you emotionally attached to any treasure right now, right? What do I mean that? Does having money make you happy, right? Or does it make you sad? Does the number that you see in your bank account dictate your emotions, right? Do you treasure your relationship with God? If you had a choice between more money or more God, which one would you pick? If you had a choice whether to get a better job or to have a stronger relationship with God, which one would you pick? Right? Where thieves break in and steal. Nowadays, money comes and goes. Right? We see the tariffs that Trump has implemented in America. It's destroyed. It's not destroyed, but people have lost millions. Right? People have lost hundreds of thousands, and that's by one man's decision. The whole economy can change. We see in 2008, Ireland's recession devastate the economy and ordinary lives. People lost homes, jobs, trust in banks and the government. Who was to blame? Right? The government. They failed to regulate the banks. The banks, they took excessive loans that were too risky and that they couldn't pay back. But it fails to mention that the people were to blame as well. Right? We see that they weren't satisfied. The people weren't satisfied with their lives. They were greedy. They wanted more. They weren't content. And because of that, it led to a chain reaction of the economy crashing down. Right? Are you satisfied with the relationship with your relationship with God? Do you want more of God or do you want more money? Right? It says that in verse 21 that where your heart is, your treasure is also. So if you are attached to money, you need to cut that off, or else it's going to destroy you. It says in verse 24, "No one can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other." Wow. Who are you serving today? Right? For me, I realized that when I got called to preach this contribution, I realized that when you preach, it's either because you have an example or you need to work on develop a conviction. And for me this week, I needed to develop a conviction. Right? I realized that I was withholding, I was hoarding money. Right? I was giving, but I wasn't giving sacrificially. So I asked myself, I was searching my heart, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And I realized that it's not because I don't love God or I don't have faith, but it's because I lack vision. Right? I don't like the discomfort it gives me to give sacrificially. And that could be us today. Right? We don't want to give that extra, our best, because it puts us in a financial position where we might be like, oh, I want this money for safekeeping, that just in case. But we need to have God as our just in case. Amen. Come on, bro. Right? So that shows that I was holding on to money for comfort. Right? That was an idol, and idols get destroyed. That's true. Right? Why was the discomfort 10 times worse to go through? Because I lacked vision. right? Vision is what inspires people, inspires us as disciples to see the need to give.
Yeah.
Right? 2 Corinthians 4.
Come on. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Having vision without faith is disaster.
Oh, man.
But I've been there. I've been waiting to do great things, but not having the faith to do it, or having the vision, but yeah, like I said, not having the faith to do it, or having a lot of faith but no guidance directed by vision. Wow. Right, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17 to 18. It says, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is not on what is seen, but what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal."
Amen.
Right? We see that disciples, we need vision to pull us through that uncomfortability.
That's right.
Right? If you were studying the Bible and you didn't see yourself at the end of the studies getting saved, why would you do that?
Come on, bro.
Right? Paul kept this vision of him getting to heaven, of him bringing all the disciples with him as a motivating factor to keep going, to get him through that persecution, to get him through that, to keep him to give more than he could. Right? Do you have vision? Do you have vision that keeps you going? Right? Is there a vision that you have for Ireland? Right? Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, he says, if you are working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Kobe Bryant, NBA legend, have a good vision of what success looks like for you, then work backwards to make it happen. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he says, the worst thing I can be is the same as everybody else, and I hate that. You have to have a vision. If you don't have a vision, you're just drifting around. Is that you today? Are you just drifting around in the fellowship? Are you just drifting around in your bank account, just looking around? What can I give? Like, just what's the bare minimum that I could give? Right? Your vision will last for as long as you let it. Right? For my vision is to see Dublin evangelized. We see countless of homeless people in the streets today. Do you want to see those homeless people one day have homes? Do you want to see them have a relationship with God? I want to see youth clubs and sports clubs led by disciples. Why? So that these teens can actually do something with their lives. If you don't have vision, it starts now. Right? A short practical I have for you today is to spend time with God today. Right? We all love that. And ask yourself, what vision do you want to see for Dublin? Right? And don't leave until you're fired up about that vision. And make sure that your giving is in accordance with your vision. Right? Make sure that you don't just give what you can, but you give your best. Right? I love you. And to God be all the glory. Ooh.